So today let's talk about listening. As a coach, in first few days of your coaching program, you'll be listening a lot. However, listening is not the correct term. It doesn't really tell what should be going on in that interaction. The right word is eliciting. The intention of the coaching interaction is not to get the other person to speak to you, rather to get the other person to share the information that you need to help them overcome whatever that is going on in their life right now, and also to get them to the place that they always want to get, to their desired state. For that, you need to know what that desired state is. So that's something you need to find out from them. You need to know where they're coming from, their present state. You need to get them to tell you that. You also need to get them to tell you why they are not getting there by themselves. What is stopping them? And also, when you're trying to help them to make this change, making use of different tools that is with your disposal, you need to be able to pick which tools would work with them. So you need to know what sort of a person this is, what sort of tools and techniques are going to be effective on them, which tools might not be very effective on them. Is this a person who would respond very well to anchoring? Is this a person who would respond very well to hypnosis? So that information also is something that you need to find out, while at the same time you're building rapport with them. And how would you know whether you have attained this level of knowledge about your client? When you have attained this level of knowledge about the client, when you know their desired state, when you know their present state, when you know what are the interferences, when you know their personality, and when you have built good enough rapport with them, you'll be able to do effective mind reading. So let me tell a story about interaction I had with one of my clients. I told her that maybe she should consider buying a new laptop instead of working on the laptop that is, broken and dirty. Because laptop is something that she would take to all the business meetings, and it would be presented as part of her in that presentation. It's not only the way you dress, way you speak, but also what you put in front of them. Now, I haven't seen her laptop. Existence of laptop was not part of the discussions up to that point, but I mind read all that information about the laptop, its condition. And she asked me, how do you know I have this laptop? And I said, I just know these kind of things. Because all the information shared up to that point led me to mind read that information. Now, mind reading, it would sound like we are picking the information from other person's brain. It is not. It is rather, when you effectively listen to the other person, they share so much information about themselves, you can effectively guess what else is going on in their life. And if you do a very good job, your guess is going to be very close to the reality. The reason I was to guess that information was some of the information she shared up to that point. The kind of work she does, kind of feedback she received, kind of things that hurt her, and where she wants to go in her career, and how she looks at herself. Now, all this information was shared involuntarily, and that is eliciting. When you are eliciting information from the client, it is best if client is talking to you casually, not consciously, because most of the information that you need, their present state, their desired state, what is stopping them, this information is partially known consciously. They do think, most of the clients think they know where they are right now in their life. But that is actually selective focus. There are things in the unconscious mind that is not apparent to them right now. They can pay attention to that and bring that information out. In fact, they would talk about it, because unconscious mind is very willing to share that information with other people. However, conscious mind would not catch on to that information. It's just something that passed through the conscious mind. So that's why your client casually sharing information is very important for you. And you taking mental notes of all that information with the intent of helping client overcome their present situations, the desire and getting to the desired outcome is crucially depend on your ability to tag this information in the right way. So, what sort of information people would share about their present state? A different client, so she was working on relationships, and so there's this person in her life. She loves him, he loves her, but he doesn't trust her very much, and he has some behaviors that she doesn't like. She thinks those are destructive towards her and himself both. So we were working on that, and she was casually sharing some information. So we were in the eliciting phase, and the moment I thought that I have a very good idea of the person, the present state, desired state, or what sort of interferences she has, she all of a sudden shared, by the way, he's married and has 2 children. So that changes everything. So it's very important that we elicit everything that we need to have, and we create this safe space for the client to share all necessary information. And in the next few sentences, she also shared there are a few other people she has hopes for other than this person. So we are actually dealing with much more complex situation than, I like this guy. There are some things that I would like to change so that I can be properly in love. That's not the situation we are dealing with. Rather, unless you know the complexity of the situation, you'll be solving a wrong problem. You'll be helping them to build resources towards a goal that probably they don't want. Maybe they are looking for something else. So maybe it's not that settling down is the goal, rather figuring out whom I should settle down may be the goal. So that information you'll be able to find out properly and present it to them only if you are listening to the present state, desired state, interferences, and especially the personality when the client speak while building rapport with them. So active listening skills is very important. You need to have them. But active listening skills are not enough, because you need to be paying attention and making mental maps of the scenario your client is going through. And understand that what they consciously say when they sign up to your program, what they might have been saying to you is what is available in the uptime, what is available in their conscious mind. However, what is really going on in the unconscious mind is something that you need to elicit and then come to agreement with your client. Okay, this is what I see, this is how I understand the situation right now, this is what is going on, is this what you want to solve? This is the situation that you said you want to solve, this is the situation that you said you want to be. However, this is what is going on with the present information that is presented to me right now, and this seems to be the viable solution. Is this something that you would like to work on? So that's one of the important things you'll have to do as a life coach. And what sort of interventions that would work with them and how you would present that information would depend on how much information you gathered about this person as their personality. So what sort of things we are talking about? Okay, so let's take something very simple. Is this person would like to have a lot of options available to them, or is this person would like to have one single option, like the one true way? So we call it options and procedures. So there are some people who would like you to tell them, this is what you need to do. You do this, you'll be good. And you'll be able to tell that. You need to be able to tell that. And there are other people who just hate that idea. There are other people who would like you to show them, these are the options that you have, which one would you like to choose? And they would choose one of them, and then you would work on that. If you give multiple options to people who would like one true way, the one path, this is the true way that you should go, they're going to feel very confused. They feel very uncomfortable. And if you give only one option to people who are options people who would like to see multiple options and make use of their own logic to figure out what is the right thing for them. That's going to make them uncomfortable. So when you speak to them, this information, are they options or are they procedures people, is going to be crucial. And so is the rest of the personality types. Are they external or internal? Are they driven to provide for the people, do things for the people, or are they driven to do things for themselves? So when you want to motivate them to do or take an action, which way are you going to pitch them? Would you tell them, like, if you do this, your life would be better? They might not care for that if they're external people. Would you tell everybody that you can make a world a better place by taking this action? If they're internal, they're not going to care for that. And unless you elicit that information as part of the discussion that is going on, unless you tag that information when you are listening to the other person, you will not know that. So it's very important to listen and start tagging this information when they're presented. So again, what you are listening for while you are doing active listening with the client is present state, desired state, interferences, and their personality. Till we meet next time, this is GamakaShri, Chief Trainer and Coach for Mind Designs International.